Like, dude, what the fuck? Okay, I'm early, but I'm not gonna lie. It's between this or y'all not getting it because I accidentally took my sleep gummies. So we gonna have to just channel until them shits kick in and I get sleepy. So, as you can see, the title is a window seat. So I've been hearing that song by Erica Badu, and this song is that I want to stand in authenticity without interruption, basically. Now I'm going to get the actual specific meaning of the song. Hold on. Un momento. Come back, baby. Can I get a window seat? Don't nobody next to me. I just want to. Hold on. Oh, damn. Oh, okay. Okay. I'm coming. I'm coming. All right. Hopefully the damn phone is charged because y'all know I love to have a dead ass phone. Okay. Come back. Can I get a window seat? Don't want nobody next to me. Okay. Here we go. Y'all. When I tell y'all a bitch got in the bed. In the bed. Makeup off. I had my do-rag on. I was finna go to bed. And I was like, oh shit. But he said we was gonna do a live. Okay, so let's chitter chatter. All right, so y'all see the title. Hold on. Okay. Here we go. Hi, Bookie. All right. Hold on. Oh, that's right. All right, so let's get there. Let's go. All right, so it's like as soon as I finally got settled, I kept hearing this song by Erica Badu, which is Window Seat, right? So if I looked up what the song of the like the meaning of the song, Window Seat song meaning, right? So the meaning, oh no, not that one. Sorry. So the meaning of her song, it says, the window seat symbolizes a space for self-reflection and liberation. Basically, it's representing shedding the societal expectations and embracing one true self. The video suggests that individuals who challenge the status quo may face consequences, right? And so, I'm breaking it down. It's basically talking about liberation and self expression. And then it's also talking about like they play it safe. One of the lyrics that she says is that they play it safe, are quick to assassinate what they do not understand. And so these words are so significant because, as you guys know or may not know, today is the full moon in Aquarius. Now, yesterday was the A8 portal. And when I tell you, I thought it was so funny how I was seeing so many people on social media like, y'all hyping this A8, whatever, y'all doing this real like, Y'all doing this real like surface level spirituality, woo woo woo. And I was like, thank you, thank you, thank you. So then I went back into the video, which I did repost on YouTube. I reposted and I put the timestamp that I literally said like I didn't feel like the energy for this AA portal just didn't give what it normally gives. Like it didn't give like, oh, you need to be manifesting, you need to be doing magic, you need to be doing woo. And what I thought was also funny that people were so, remember I told y'all people have so many questions. People were intrigued and trying to figure out like, okay, what is going on? What are you doing for AA? What are you doing for AA? Why? Because people could not navigate the energy. The energy was very simple. Whatever was happening in your reality was exactly what you needed to take care of. If you wanted any other support of doing magic, yesterday was a day. Whatever you was doing, exactly however shit fell yesterday, that's exactly how the chip was gonna fall. Whatever raw emotion you felt yesterday, good. You need to pat yourself on the back. Yesterday was not the day to hold back emotions. Yesterday was not the day to lay low. Like yesterday was to literally deal with shit as it arises. Why? Because with the full moon in Aquarius, this full moon is very significant because it's not asking you, what do you need to remove. It's asking you, how are you going to make situations fit better for you? You know, a lot of people are not ready for that. A lot of people really, I told you, they're not ready for that because the logic behind it would mean that you have to put more thought into what you want, what you need, rather than what you would give to someone else and be a service to someone else. Aquarius are literally like the unique, they're very rebellious. So to tell them that you have to go towards society's norm is that's not going to work for them. if everybody if society says you have to be married by 30 and you have to be married to a man if you're a woman and if you are in the LGBTQ community, you cannot be married before the age of 35. And Aquarius would be like, oh well, I'm going to be gay and I'm going to get married at 28 and I'm going to do this because you told me I couldn't. So when I kept, you know what I'm saying, like, hang up on you. Fuck is you talking about? That really just bothered me. That really just bothered me because I'm not sure what's going on in the air when it comes to me and other people, but they are feeling very permanente. The fuck? Um, what is wrong with people? So anyway, because you know what I'm saying, you can't tell an Aquarius what they not gonna do, what they can't do, because they're gonna do what they want to do. And what I think is so interesting is the fact of that this full moon, it really was like, okay, so how are you gonna make situations fit what you want? And so many people are very fearful of that because in order for you to get another individual to play by your rules, that means you got to stand on business about what you said. And you can't really veer off. You can't be pussy. You can't be scary. You know what I'm saying? To be like, baby, like, are you gonna be able to maintain it? Like, are you gonna be able to stand on business without? Because I do feel like, and this is my outlook. You know what I'm saying? This is my outlook. One of the things that I noticed about what we're teaching in the collective is that we're teaching that if someone doesn't live up to what you want, right, automatically, then the situation is dead. And that's causing people to have a lot of false sense of expectations of people, which is causing great disappointments of people. If you are willing to teach your standards because they are a reflection of how you treat yourself, you'll be in a very better predicament because people's natural ability to want to rebel against your standards will basically X them out. So then, once again, like I said, Virgo season's coming up. It's about being a service. You'll start to get in a business mindset. I think one of people's biggest flaws is that they are unable to see situations from a business aspect. They can only see the situation from a romantic or platonic or from a emotional string attachment, which is causing our collective to lose out on situations and to fixate ourselves on situations that we feel are for the future. And that is not true. um I've said this before, and I think me as well, I'm still having to process this. We are in the north node of Pisces, where things have to do with past lives. Past lives have to do with spiritual contracts, they have to do with soul contracts, and they also have to do with spiritual justice. A lot of people like to say Libra is justice in general. It's literally the scales being even, but that's not karma, like true karma. Okay, real karma comes from the 8th house and the 12th house. Simple. Why? Because Pluto and Scorpio is transformation, and then the 12th house, which is Pisces, which is wisdom, which is the reflection. Don't ask questions. Um, so, you know, you have to realize that, like, even if you're in a situation and it doesn't work out, I want you to understand certain things that you go through in certain situations heal certain parts of you. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Okay, good. Like I was saying, just call my phone like that for the wrong people. Um, anyway, yeah. So that false sense of expectation is what's causing us a little bit of conundrum. Okay. Um, and with the, like I was saying, the North Node being in Pisces, you basically are closing out certain things with people. So that's why I said, like, you meet somebody, they help you with a father wound, they help you with a mother wound, they help you with a relationship issue. Because so many people are used to isolation, and because the North Node is in Pisces have a bad habit of escapism. And so what they'll do is they will paint a reality to fit their delusion. And so because the North Node is a new path that we are walking to learn these new lessons, it's teaching you that you would be better off creating a reality that matches that, instead of you trying to escape a reality to have that. I don't know if that makes sense, but if you notice how a lot of people are moving is they are basically trying to, they see a reality, and that reality means that it takes dedication, it takes honesty, it takes boundaries, it takes being assertive, it takes communication. This is the reality that they see. When they see this reality, they don't see the teamwork, they don't see the discussions, they don't see the like kind of trying to come together, the being a, what am I trying to say, a resolution like mindset. Their mindset is to problem solve, instead of it being like, well, this is me and I have the issue and you're doing this to me. Instead of that victim mentality, people, they see these realities and they don't understand what goes into these realities. And because they don't understand what goes into these realities, what they do is they escape that reality to feed it with something that is a part of their delusion. So now they're in situations that aren't truly aligned because of the fact of, in that reality, it causes for you to have nothing to do with it. Like, there's nothing going on, that is not happening. You see what I'm saying? So now you're trying to figure out, well, why can't I get the timelines to align? Because of the fact of, this reality takes A, B, C, D, and E. You are only taking D out that reality, and then you're trying to say, well, this is the same thing, and it's not, because these are the things that go into that reality to make it that reality. I hope that makes sense. And so one of the things that I'm noticing with a lot of people is that they're doing that instead of basically saying, well, this is my reality, right? And this person, and I think so many people, like, I just seen a post that was like, if we start dating and you know you have a roster, leave me alone. Because that's selfish. And in reality, that's really not. That is people's projection of their people pleasing ways that we must get over it. We must get over it. I think the truth slapping people, you get what I'm trying to say? I think the truth slapping people is really doing something. I do. I do. I think the truth is really slapping people right now. And I think the best way to deal with the truth right now is to just cry that shit out. Cry that shit out. Don't even stress the shit. Don't even be worried. Like, just cry that shit out. You know why? Because when you cry, you release in one of the most fastest ways, which I keep telling you guys, the elements that we are working with now are air and water. So you trying to, what I'm saying, with the rage, you know what I'm saying? You trying to do too much action on that shit. Just fixate your emotions and your mind to basically your ego's where your heart at. I think so many people are trying to control a dam. Like they keep trying to put band-aids on a dam and that shit's breaking. So it's like stop putting band-aids on a dam and just let it break. Because I think once you let it break, you'll have this realization of like it's not worth it. So many things right now are just not worth it. So as I sit there and I'm thinking about like what's going on astrological, whatever, and I I want to talk about what's going on next week because the song reflects the transition between Leo and Virgo energy. Virgos are the whole thing of introspection. They analytical. They need to know the details. And I feel like there's a I want to be seen. I want to be in the spotlight. I want the world to see me. I want the world to hear me. And then it just goes to like I just want to be alone. And I told you that August had an energy of like just being alone. And I really feel like July deprived the energy for people's mask to fall off. Okay. And when their mask fell off, it's like I feel like now you can identify what position this person could play in your life or what position you want to do in your life. I had posted a video a couple of days ago and I just felt this energy of like, you know what? I'm literally craving. My body is craving for an adventure right now. And because I have gotten accustomed to a certain routine of like, okay, well, this routine is working. This routine is keeping me very safe. And I think because we have gone through a wind wall of shit, and then we get to this part where everything is actually starting to like, you're starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. I think once we get the anticipation that the light is on at the end of the tunnel, I feel like the momentum slows down. And see, what I was trying to get everybody to understand is that when your manifestations are coming, you get into this energy to where you're not really like, it's not exciting. And it's not that it's not exciting in a good way. It's just like, oh, okay, that's fine because now it's a part of your norm. I really think that July really squeezed, like, I see like somebody trying to squeeze a Capri Sun that don't got shit in it and they just keep squeezing it. You know what I'm saying? I think it deprived all the energy that keeps you from allowing the manifestation to set in. And I feel like that's why August is one of those months where you got to be by yourself because that's kind of how you accept things. Majority of the time, thank you. Majority of the time we get our manifestations, people benefit off what we have manifested, but in reality you get your manifestations in a state of aloneness. Like you're alone. I haven't seen it any other way. You get a manifestation alone. Not saying people don't benefit off your manifestation, but you get the manifestation alone. I'm starting to pick up what they're putting down. So I feel like July deprives you of anybody that would keep you from being alone. When things happen for people, they're alone. People might benefit off your manifestation, but when you receive it, you're alone. I think July was that. I really don't see no other way. Like I literally see July being one of those months where it's like take everything from around them that would stop them from being alone. And I think so many people are like, I it's a weird thing. It's a weird energy that's transpiring because I feel like there's a lot of gaslighting. I don't have any other word to say. There's a lot of gaslighting happening in the world. I don't know if we all can see it like how I see it, but there's a lot of gaslighting going on. And the definition of gaslight, um the definition of gaslighting is the manipulation of someone in question their perception of reality. You're basically trying to get someone to question what they already know. I don't think y'all are seeing that. I don't right now. I think a lot of people are like myself about a situation. I said, "Oh, bitch, we gotta get this together right now. Right now, we gotta get this together right now." I ain't even gonna lie to you. I told myself, I said, "Oh no, oh no." There's a lot of gaslighting going on. I don't know if anybody else can peep that, but there's a lot of gaslighting going on, and because we're working on the elements of air and water, gaslighting makes sense because gaslighting affects the mental ability of the emotions that are being expressed. I'm screaming, Bree. There's a lot of gaslighting going on. It is. I mean, you know, hold on. Here's why though. And because Aries right now isn't, I mean, because Neptune is in retrograde in Aries, I feel like that's why people are trying to gaslight people. I think the universe is gaslighting people. I do. I think the universe is gaslighting people. And I mean, gaslighting is not a good thing, but I feel like the world is like gaslighting people. I don't know. I can't explain it. I think the world is gaslighting people, like, what I'm saying, like trying to change, trying to change as if it's like that's not what, you know. Like, let's say somebody has an opinion about you, right? What the fuck is that? Uh. Let's say somebody has an opinion about you, and they've made up their mind. I think the world gaslights that person about you. I do. I definitely feel like there's some gaslighting going on. And I don't think it's just between people. I think the world is gaslighting people. Like, people's like hidden infatuation, like people's like actual like their envy. I was reading a book and it was like when you have beef with someone and you wrong them, it's not as bad than when somebody envies you, because when somebody envies you, there's nothing that you could, what I'm saying, there's nothing that you could do. There's nothing that you can't prevent being envied. I think that the world is gaslighting people because, see, just hear me out. If I told y'all that because we're in the age of Aquarius and because we have like Uranus in Aquarius, I mean Uranus and Gemini, I told you a lot of people are trying to use mind manipulation on people in order for them to succeed in life. And one thing that the biggest way you will lose in Aquarius is if you keep trying to mind manipulate them. You keep trying to play with their mind, control their mind. That is the quickest way for you to lose an Aquarius's attention, respect, and dignity, all that. Done. Because why are you trying to mind fuck up a sign of air? A sign that is so super big on logic. And you know what? Mars just went into Libra. The universe is gaslighting people, and people are gaslighting other people. Libras lie. They're liars, okay? And the funny thing about it is Libras will always say once they're healed that they realize that telling the truth is actually better for their soul. Yeah. If you've ever talked to a Libra when they go through their life challenges, they'll say, "I'd rather be honest." And you'll be like, "Well, what do you mean you rather be honest? Like, what do you like? I don't understand." They're like, "I just rather be transparent." Like they start using words like transparency, and they start using words like, honesty. And you're like, why are those words so attached to you? Because they lie. Because they're lying. Mars is in Libra. There's gaslighting happening. People are gaslighting the fuck out of themselves and out of people. I hate that for Naomi because she was going somewhere. Who is that? Is that the tennis player? Hold on. It is the tennis player. What happened? She going through something though. She going through something. Ah! I'm not laughing because it's not funny, but she's a Libra. She's a Libra. Mm. She's a Libra. I told you. They be lying. They be lying to themselves. So, I think here's our transition here. All right. Here's how we're going to navigate this energy. I'm going to get my handy dandy astrology calendar out. Here's how we're going to navigate this energy. All right. What I want you to do is, I want you to categorize people for what role they play in your life. Okay. If this person is your coffee runner, I want you to save their number and I want you to save them as a person as coffee runner. This is unorthodox. A lot of people would say, "Oh, that's just a waste of energy." I'm telling you now, it would be way more beneficial because the shift in the world is that Mars is in Libra. Libras are we people. So your ambition and your drive is going to be towards collaboration. And see, we want collaboration, but see, we want smart business move collaborations. We don't want empty hands. We don't want empty promises. We don't want that. We don't want that. Okay. You know how Libra stop people pleasing? When they start identifying who is better to have business with. You know? You know? Put yourself out there. But put yourself out there with purpose. Yeah, this is how we're going to navigate this energy. I'm never one to sugarcoat shit. I'm never one to sit here and try to play and act and be like, "Oh, love and light, meditate, namaste." But no. Okay? The world ain't fair and nice niggas don't win. Period. Okay? And the Lord is clever. Uh-huh. So what we're going to do is we're going to identify people and see, here's the thing. Either you're going to be the identifier or you're going to be the identifiee. You choose quickly, quickly, quickly. See, if you are going to allow yourself to be the identifiee, that means you're putting yourself in a position to where you are going to equate your value to other people's standards. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm not going to look at myself and then compare it to how I can fit into your standards. No, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Why the fuck would we do that? These are my standards. This is my life. If you want to be around me, you have to fit in this, right? And I have to make sure you fit in this. I would never put it upon you to figure out where you fit in my life. Oh no. Oh no. No, no, no. And with Mars being in Libra, a lot of people are going to tell people, hey, here, take this 15 minutes and you figure out where you can fit in my life. That's suspicious, don't you think? Y'all know that? Y'all know that Dr. Umar video? He was like, put the coat on, and the winner, he goes, you know what? Why am I arguing? Blocked. Where's that video? Where's that video? Hold on. Hold on. It's in my mind. It's in my mind. I literally hear it. Ooh. Here we go and break it in it. Oh, okay. Let me focus. 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 Here we go. When you come outside, you better have a jacket on. I don't care what shoes you put on. Why am I yelling? Block. When you come outside, you better have a jacket on. I don't care what shoes you put on. Why am I yelling? Block. Why am I trying to evaluate where you're gonna be? One more time, so you guys can. When every time you think about doing this shit, you hear this. You got to dig. How do you dig spiritually? When you come outside, you better have a jacket on. I don't care what shoes you put on. Why am I yelling? Block. Stupid ass questions. Stupid ass questions. Blocked. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying? You right here talking about, you know what? You need to figure it out how you gonna be in my life and blah, blah, blah. Wait a minute. This is my motherfucking life. Block. This is how you identify these circumstances. You can't gaslight yourself. No. Let me say that. Let me fix my words, because you definitely can. You can't be gaslit if you start to question what you're going to do in your life. You see what I'm saying? Because see, when you start figuring out what you're going to do in your life, you see what I'm saying? You don't give people the opportunity to choose what. They just got to choose if it's a yes or no. You dig what I'm saying? It's not about choosing what they're going to do. They have to choose if they're going to do it or not. Are you going to do it or not? Yes or no? You don't have to. But there's no other way. I think people also forget Libras are ruled by Venus. They're Empress energy. You're either going to do it or you're not. It's simple. It's direct. It's honest. It's transparent. Are you going to do it or not? And yes, there's always the kind way of saying these things. I'm not going to be saying just be rude to people, but this is the mentality you need to get yourself in, or you will be gaslighting yourself and you will be gaslit. God don't got time for everybody to be all emotional and making these impulsive movements, want to cut people off. You dig what I'm trying to say? Sometimes you have to understand karma is given through stability. Okay? And if karma is given through stability, why are you cutting off the hand that feeds you? Do y'all not know how many people's haters make them rich every day? So why are you out here trying to block and cuss people? Why are you doing all that? Why are you doing all that? You're putting more energy into what you don't want than putting into energy of what is wanted from you. Let me say it again. You're putting more energy into what you don't want instead of putting more energy into what is wanted from you. I don't think everybody's hearing me right now. I'm speaking the gospel. I've been listening to my videos lately. I might tell a joke. I might giggle. I might kiki. but I will never tell a fucking lie. And these fucking lives lately have been nothing but the TRUTH underscore. And I'm telling you now, the world has a lot of questions. Why are they asking so many questions? I have yet to figure it out and I still don't fucking know. But they want to ask you everything from your blood type to the strand of your head to damn near what type of moisturizer you use. They have so many questions. They want to question, well, why would you do this and why would you go here and why would you say that? They just want to question shit. And I'm just trying to say, you questioning shit that really don't even need all that type of explanation. That's what has me like a little bit under the weather, is that why are you questioning? Because see, you know why? Because you don't trust that details will find you in the timing that it will find you. If you trusted that details will find you when they need to find you, you won't be having a lot of questions. Because see, one thing I realize is that when the details are finally revealed, when you gotta act on that shit, you gonna fold. So now you just what? You just what? What you doing? You just you know what I'm saying? You just creating curiosity. Curiosity kills the cat. That's intuition. So the energy that you should be placing on what is to get what is wanted from you, you're putting it towards things you don't want. And then you're going to try to gaslight me as if like I'm not seeing that you're just being nosy and need to redirect your energy into being more about yourself. See, people don't understand what true selfishness is, and they also don't understand the flow of life. The flow of life is actually easy as fuck, but excuse me. Thank you. The flow of life is easy as fuck, but we come from generations and generations and generations of people that like to steal people's free will of flow of life because of the fact of how dare you be confident enough to flow with life. I want to steal your joy. We come from a generations and generations and generations that would rather steal the power from people because of that's something they put in the energy of what they don't want instead of putting into what is wanted from them. I think honestly, if I could just be I'm so honest, put my hand up, I promise you. I feel that white people would actually be a lot more further in life if they could just release their resentment and their hate for themselves, that the fact of that they could only be the color of something blank. It's emptiness to them. That's why they tan. They're empty, it's blank. There's no character into it. I definitely feel that way. You guys will see racism at an all-time high now. That's why I'm like, but see, I don't white people, even Asian people are just not to be feared. They aren't. Like people, only people I fear is people that are fearful. That's it. I don't fear and God. And God. Ah, it's gaslighting. Gaslighting. They gaslight themselves to make it as if the power that comes from a unique type of color mixture that they gaslight themselves as if that is in a sense of a danger, or that's in a sense of like a threat. No, it comes from their envy from being blank. I'm so serious. It sounds crazy and it sounds childish and it's their racism honestly is probably the most preschool kindergarten issue at work. I mean at work at hand. Their racism, and I mean this from all aspects. Racism is probably the most childish thing that people can have because it doesn't come from a true issue. It comes from an emotion not being able to be validated. That's racism is probably one of the most childish things that people are. That's why when people be like, "Oh, black people can't be racist," What? What? We literally have black people that don't even like white people because their grandparents don't like white people. Well, you know what they did to us? Yeah. I mean, I'm not like belittling slavery. However, I want to make sure that we are quite aware that there were skin folk that were not kinfolk. I just want to make sure we all remember that. So as long as we remember that, I think we should really kind of let this racism shit go. Racism is at an all-time high. It's so kindergarten. It's so preschool. It's so annoying because it comes from an emotion that cannot be validated. You are fucking idiots. This is exactly why you know what? You know, you know, listen, listen. I don't believe in shitting on people, and I don't believe that, certain circumstances can't be you. But I just want to tell y'all, I have finally accepted I am better than people. I am better than them. And I'm not better than them because, you know, I got dealt a better hand. I'm better than them based off of the choices I decide to make. If you gave them an apple, them dumbasses would let that shit rot because they didn't want the skin off of it instead of just scraping the skin off. Really stupid analogy, but it's the truth. I'm sorry. I think we have this humility, false sense of being a human, because Aquarians are the humanitarians, and humanitarians are people that are basically legendary. And I think my godly complex has gone up a couple notches because I just had to accept I am better than a lot of I'm better than you. I'm better than you. I am. And I think I'm also saying I'm better than people because I'm tired of people using that excuse. Well, we weren't all raised the same. Well, we all don't get to learn this and we all don't get to learn that. If you even have a ounce, an ounce of a curiosity about a particular topic or a particular emotion or particular thing with someone, that means that's something your heart desires to actually to accomplish. Not I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm over it. I've tried. I've tried. I've tried my best. And y'all been on the journey. I used to read motherfuckers for filth and I softened up a little bit. You know, I started to soften up a little bit. I started to hold people's hand and rub their backs and let them lean on me. And I realized no, I can't do that anymore because it's a form of enabling. And I think that is probably one of the biggest downfalls that Virgos have when they aren't healed is that they will enable people and enable themselves for bullshit. And I just feel like I can't continue to enable you because enabling you actually is is a way of basically telling myself that I'm not worthy of basically being held accountable. When you enable somebody, you're basically telling yourself and telling them you're not worthy of being held accountable. If you want to be around people that you can't hold them accountable or you can't be held accountable, you are losing in life. You're losing in life. Okay? This is how this energy is going. Okay, so we got to hurry up because I'm not going to lie. The gummies are kicking in and a bitch is sleepy. So today the full moon Aquarius, witches. There's a lot of witchy energy, but here we go. Wishes truly come true today as the things you've hoped for over the winter come manifest like magic. This visionary Lunation brings welcome changes and unexpected joy into our lives. Embrace it, Buki. This life is yours. Also today, Mars and Libra opposites Neptune and Aries. This competitive energy may result in a passive aggressive behavior, sabotage, and disappointment. It is not ideal for taking risk. Told you don't need to take a risk, baby. Here we go. Tomorrow, Mars and Libra trines Pluto and Aquarius. This ambitious aspect inspires us to reach our goals through teamwork or collaboration. Today is a great day to impress those empowering advance your ambitions. Clock that. Reality, remember? If you go to the beginning of live, you hear me talk about the reality. Okay. On the 11th, Mercury goes direct. I want to say this has probably been one of the best Mercury retrogrades because I have had to tell that ego of mine, shh, don't say that. Don't say that. And I think that's probably best because when I shut the fuck up, you know who talks loud? God. When I be quiet, you know who talks loud? God. You know who gets shit cracking when I decide to let it fizzle? God. Ancestors. Rat tat tat your ass. So instead of me arguing with you, now they done rat tat tatted on your ass. I told somebody the other day, I said, you know, you realize every time you fuck with me, everything go to shit for you. Stop fucking with me. Them motherfucker looked at me. I looked at them. I said, stop fucking with me. Like, why? Just stop doing the shit you do. I said, the very moment that you did that shit and I found out, your life ain't been the same since. Stop fucking with me. Leave me the fuck alone with that shit. Like, quit doing that. You have a choice to do right, and look at you. You just choosing to do wrong. That's why your life fucked up. What app do you use? No app. The astrology app. I mean, the astrology.com website. So with Mercury going direct to after a fire retrograde, we can finally take a breather now that Mercury's moving forward in Leo. This is the perfect time to use your words to create beauty and uplift those around you. Also on the 11th, Venus in Cancer conjunct Jupiter in Cancer. This is a really beautiful day. Really beautiful day. And I don't think it's not just the day, it's the energy that you're gonna walk into um on Monday. There's the real portal is Monday. Why do I say that? Venus is in Cancer conjuncts Jupiter in Cancer. Monday is the moon, which is Cancer. The real portal is Monday. You'll see. This fortunate aspect brings us a lot of joy today. This is ideal time for starting a family, buying a home, and strengthening our connections with others. Dream big. Also on the 11th, Osiris retrogrades in Aries. The summer heat can spark inner conflicts as the wounded healer goes retrograde in fiery Aries. While navigating those emotional battles, don't forget to show kindness and compassion. Portal Monday. Write that shit down. Portal on Monday the 11th. Circle it. Okay? You'll see why I say that. After all those events happen on the 11th, on the 14th, Mercury sextiles Mars in Libra. This quick-witted aspect sharpens our minds, enabling us to take calculated risks, push past boundaries. It's an excellent day for business matters, negotiation, and confidently tackling. This is on the 14th. The portal is Monday. So how are you going to walk through the portal on Monday? One, you're going to walk through the portal having people in the category they belong. Two, okay, you are going to put action in. Even if you're not putting action into the thing that you know is for sure something you need to do, work around it. Okay? And I don't mean unnecessary things. I seriously mean like work with the energy. Literally, if your mind is telling you, hey, we need to go on a walk, just go on the walk. It's not about, sometimes it might not even be about the exercise. It might be because of the fact of you need to get into the earth element because there's something more stable that needs to come in for you. Thank you. If they say, hey, we need you to drink a lot of water today, you need to understand that because they're trying to clear out something in you to release of an emotional state. They're trying to bring the new emotion of happiness, contentment, peace, bliss, excitement. They're trying to you know what I'm saying, refresh that. If all of a sudden you start, I mean, spazzing the fuck out, and you like, you know what, I'm at the journal. In the journal, you damn near talking like Slim Shady was talking to Kim, and I'm sorry, mom, I hate your guts, and Kim too. Okay? Allow yourself to work with the energy. The energy is what's going to put you a lot more forward in the world right now. Energy moves quicker in the physical, I mean, excuse me. Energy moves quicker through the body than it does in the physical outer world. Okay? Energy moves through you quicker than it does in the outer world. So, example, I'm saying that the energy moves through you quicker than the outer world because of the fact of you already have to be planted in the emotion and in the reality of the manifestation that you are wanting to bring to fruition. Hear me again. You have to already be in the emotion, in the lifestyle, the reality of the manifestation you want to bring into fruition. You cannot just get in that bitch and just be all excited willy-nilly like that. We don't have time for that. Another thing that Jupiter and Cancer is trying to get us to understand is that your foundation of the fundamentals you use to create your your realities through your manifestations, you don't have to go into it unstable. You don't have to struggle through every little step in your life. You know, one of the things I used to say a lot, and I had to tell myself to stop saying that. I used to say, when I was like, I'm gonna make a change in my life, I might struggle a little bit, but I'll get my bearings. I stopped saying that I needed to struggle a little bit in order for me to, you know what I'm saying, like get comfortable in my new position or my new, you know, like job or my new relationship. I stopped saying that shit. I don't have to struggle in order to get comfortable into something. That's not how that works. I will be prepared emotionally, I will be prepared spiritually and physically in order for me to be in the manifestation. So that means that in the time of the manifestations, things get hard. I'm not basically trying to say, well, the struggle is real. I knew I needed to struggle. No, I don't. You know what I need to do is surrender. I need to release. I need to relax. We are conditioned, our minds are conditioned that every new chapter, every new season, every new aspect of your life comes with the struggle. That is not true. That is a lie, and I'm tired of that lie. I'm tired of that lie for myself. You don't move into something and think, okay, well, I got my new place. Well, things might happen. I might struggle a little bit. You don't have to struggle. It's a sign for you to release. Anytime you go through a new cycle of your life, anytime you go through anything new and things start getting rocky, it's trying to test your ability that you belong there. Do you hear me? This isn't a test of your attachment. This is a test of your detachment and your comfortability and your confidence. It's all for you to surrender, relax, and release. Just relax. If you weren't meant to have it, bitch, it'd be gone. You know, one thing I noticed about how God moves, and I think he's so clever, man. I'm telling you, the man's clever. When God be like, I don't want that for you. I don't want that for you. You don't struggle with it. It's not a struggle to deal with it. You just realize, I don't like this. So many times we think that when God says that's not for you, we have to struggle. But if you think about the things that God be like, that's not for you, you don't really struggle with it. You struggle to stay attached to it. You don't struggle with it. You just be like, I don't like this shit. I don't like you. I don't like this. I don't like her. I don't like him. I don't like it. You don't you literally struggle to continue to attach yourself to it. You're not struggling with it. You're not struggling to accept it. You're not struggling to deal with it. You're not struggling to work with it, maneuver it. You're literally struggling to attach yourself with it. But in reality, you know, I don't like this. There is no struggle. You're creating chaos where there's no chaos. It's very much so clear that you don't like this. You don't like it. There is nothing that God has had in my life to say that's not for you, and I struggle with it. I'm not struggling with it. I'm literally saying I don't like it, and my struggle is that I'm trying to attach myself to it. I'm not struggling releasing it. I'm struggling to attach wires that don't go together. So there's really no struggle. You just don't like it. I think I've grasped that concept more than ever the last 3 months, more than anything. You don't like it. I'm like, I used to say, damn, like, you know what I'm saying? You get something new, I know I'm gonna struggle with it a little bit. Or, you know what I'm saying? Damn, like, I know I need to do better. I'm struggling with it. There is no struggle. You just don't like it. When people tell me, oh, I'm struggling with my weight, no, you don't like your size. Oh, I'm struggling with this job. No, you just don't like the job. Oh, I'm struggling with this. I just don't think you like it. Oh, I'm struggling with math. I don't think you like math. When I tell myself I'm struggling with something, it's because I don't like it. When I be like, oh, I'm struggling with my emotions, it's because I don't like what I'm feeling. There is no true struggle. You just don't like it. Simple. And I know people probably like, that doesn't make any sense. I'm telling you, it will when you thinking about the shit that you be like, damn, that wasn't for me. And people be like, well, you struggle with this addiction. You don't really like it. You don't like it. You don't like it. You don't like it. People like, I'm struggling with alcoholism. You don't like alcohol. You don't like it. You don't like it. You're not struggling. You're just trying to attach yourself to something that you don't like. You're creating a struggle that's actually an illusion. There's nothing you're struggling. You're not struggling. I'm struggling in my relationship. No, you don't like them. You don't like it. Just, I'm telling y'all, the more we get into this Aquarius energy, the more I just be want to tell people, stop fucking bringing shit as a title to everything to fit your narrative. Stop. The words, the phrases, it's just so much gaslighting. Fuck. I cannot get over how many people are gaslighting people right now. You're gaslighting people talking about that's a narcissist. No, that's a motherfucker that just is obsessed with themselves and you don't like how obsessed they are with themselves. And people is not narcissistic, bro. You know how I know people be false claiming people are narcissistic? Because they think that a narcissist has the same characteristics across the board. They think that if their baby daddy was a narcissist, anybody else that's a narcissist has to have the same qualities of their baby daddy, and that is not right. That's why people be meeting narcissists in different versions of people, dumbasses. I'm sorry, God. I'm sorry. I'm over it. I wish I knew how over I am with the world. I am over it. I am over it, Bookies. I am over it. Ugh, people are so fucking annoying. Hell, I annoy myself. But I'm just saying, people are starting to get more annoying by the day, by the second, by the fucking millisecond. And I just be like, what is it? What is the obsession with the need to label and the titles? You're obsessed. You know why? Because people find stability in titles. I do. I be having to apologize to God lately. Because I told y'all in that video, God made it so clear to me. He said, sweetie, he said, I got to tell you something. I said, what? What? He said, people don't listen. I said, I know. No, he goes, no, I'm telling you. Like, people don't listen and they don't want to. And I was like, what you mean? He said, no. He said, y'all think that's just an earthly thing. He said, y'all think that people not listening is an earthly thing. He said, it's not an earthly thing. Them sirens is going off. It's not an earthly thing that people don't listen. Hell, I know when I don't be listening. So I know motherfuckers ain't listening. So, okay. Let me see. Wait. I want to talk more about this portal on Monday, but I feel like I'm going to do another live coming up. Because on the 17th, which is 3 days after that. So the portal I'm talking about is on a Monday, the 11th. 3 days after that, on the 14th, we have Mercury in Leo, sextile and Mars in Libra. 3 days again after that. You see how things are in threes? 3, 3, 3 is very significant. 3 days after that, Mercury sextiles Mars in Libra. Oh, it does it twice. That's interesting. That's interesting. It does it twice. Mercury goes direct on the 11th. 3 days after that, Mercury sextiles Mars and Libra. 3 days after that, it does it again. Something is so significant about next week. The transit does it twice. Let me see. Hold on. Just one moment. Hold on. One second. The Mercury conjuncts just hold on. I don't need 0 degrees. I need like all of them. Sextiles. Boom. Yes. It does it twice. I think that's so interesting. The last time Mercury did it frequently was when uh, you need to think back to March, early March, around March 4th, March 5th. Also think about March 25th, 24th, and then also think about April 20th, April 19th. What was happening during then? Mercury did something 3 times during then. And it's doing something twice this time. And it's going to do it again in October. October, November, December. But those times are a little bit more spread out. So I want you to think about March. March of this year, yes. I want you to think about March. Don't worry about April. Don't worry about April. Only one thing happened in April. April 16th with the Libra full moon. Interesting. I want you to look at March. Beginning of March and the end of March. What was going on? Something is very significant because basically Mercury sextiled around Pluto twice within like a 20-day stretch. And then Mercury is sextiling around Mars in a 2-day stretch. 3-day stretch. Okay, I have to go to sleep. I ain't even gonna sit here and try to lie to y'all. I have to go to sleep. Oh my goodness. Our dead ass took them damn gummies. Took them damn gummies. Knowing damn well. I was supposed to get on live, but this all goes hand in hand. If I have more downloads, y'all know I'm gonna get back on live later. But this is all I have to say. I'm about to post this. I love you.